So the assassination attempt that happened at the end of book 3 wasn't actually an assassination attempt. It was assumed, so I was wrong about that. Sorry. What happened was someone snuck into the 8th Prince's mother's tent and supposedly was a good friend of her, had a good relationship with her. So it puts her into suspicions that she was having an affair behind the Emperor's back, and that her child with the Emperor, the 8th Prince, might not actually be the Emperor's child. Things are getting wild. It doesn't help that the uncle, the paternal uncle of the male lead, the Emperor's brother, comes to him with a letter that was sent to him and left on his deck stating that the children of the male lead aren't the male lead's children, and that the 8th Prince is not the Emperor's child. Yes, things are getting messy. The Emperor calls for the male lead and tells the male lead that he does not believe one bit what the letter says. Now, at first he was displeased when he found his consort with another man, found out she was with another man, even when she was pleading there's nothing going on with the man. Yes, she knew the man back when she was younger, but she hasn't heard from him ever since she entered the palace. She doesn't know how he ended up in her tent. And at first he did not believe her, but when his brother brings him the letter with all this information, he realizes somebody's trying to put doubt on the 8th Prince, frame the 8th Prince, frame his mother, and also try framing the male lead. If these two situations hadn't happened at the same time, maybe the Emperor would have some doubts, but he's not stupid. He can see a plot happening. He can see framing happening. Also, he's seen his grandbabies. He's spent time with his grandbabies and can tell these grandbabies are his son's children. He is not stupid. The male lead, his children, and the 8th Prince and his mother was not the only one that the 6th Prince was trying to frame at the time. So he was trying to frame the 7th Prince and his mother also. So a servant who used to work for the 7th Prince's mother transferred to the 8th Prince's mother's palace because they have a good relationship. They're good friends. So, there wouldn't be any issues, right? Well, he gets hold of this woman and blackmails her, full on blackmails her into doing his bidding. And so he uses her to help him get this drunk man. This man was under the influence of alcohol, was completely out of it when he captured the man and, put the man in the 8th Prince's mother's tent. And she helped him do that. Yes, it is a mess. He's trying to get 3 of his competitioners out of the picture at the same time. The main couple and the Emperor, they set up a plan and trap for the 6th Prince, and he falls for their trap with the physician working with him, and they publicly make it known what the 6th Prince had done to his own brothers and his, nephews out in public for everyone to know, and he is arrested for his crimes with the physician working with him. The 6th Prince's wife, she's been distressed this entire time. She's been neglected, mistreated by her husband this entire time. He's taken concubines when it was found out that she might be having a girl so he could produce a son, so he has most chances of getting the throne. He can't let this chance slip away. I am not kidding. Her family won't do anything to help her. So this has been a horrible time for her, especially when she finds out her husband's been arrested and she doesn't know why he's been arrested. She goes around pleading to anyone to tell her what's going on and let her see her husband. And the only people that allow her any help is the main character and male lead, and specifically just the main character. Now, she technically wants to see her husband to plead to him to stop, maybe change his ways, stop trying to go for the throne. Like, let it go, and they can be a normal husband and wife. Maybe the Emperor will look over this crime that he has committed. He can be just a Macris and they will be okay. But no, he won't let it go. He uses her as a hostage to get to the Emperor and try killing the Emperor. I am not kidding. He uses his own very pregnant wife as a hostage. Luckily, the situation is taken care of by the male lead. Everything is calmed down, but the poor woman does miscarry and decide to finally divorce her husband and go back to her family. She suffered so much. Honestly, she deserves so much better, and I'm happy she left the man. Now, when the 6th Prince is being arrested for trying to kill his father, he sees the original love interest and tries, doing the whole eye contact, being like, "You're gonna save me, right?" And, the original love interest snubs him. And I went, yes, snub his butt. Snub him. That's what he deserves after everything he put you through. But honestly, I don't trust you. You seem a little suspicious. So I was correct. The male lead's muteness does not come from genetics, but being poisoned as a baby. He was poisoned. And he was, the poison he was gifted was a normal nutrition medicine, but if you add an ingredient to it, it turns into a poison. And this ingredient doesn't come from their country, so it's really hard for anyone to get hold of it. So somebody from a country who can easily get this ingredient must have been somebody who poisoned the male lead. They look into it, and with the main character knowing all these secrets, they find out that the, wit nurse who, was taking care of the male lead and left the male lead to get sick by leaving a window open was the person who probably gifted the male lead the poison. She must have taken the poison when she was breastfeeding him, took the poison, and through her breastfeed, the male lead got poisoned. But he also was already mute beforehand, so that meant the Empress must have been poisoned herself. So both cases would have led to the male lead's dangerous health. Thanks to knowing what poisoned the male lead, they realize they can cure the male lead, and the male lead is cured. He is no more mute. Now, they keep it as a secret to protect the male lead and protect the male lead's family. Since the male lead being mute wasn't caused by genetics and cannot be passed to his children, and now that he's cured, they have no worries or fears that their children could possibly, any more future children could possibly be mute. And the main character's like, get yourself ready. I want my baby, and I'm getting that baby. I want my girl. And the male lead totally agrees. So that means, and the way the male lead's acting, this is not going to be the last time the main character has any more children with a male lead. Their daughter is not probably their youngest children. They probably have more as the story continues at the end of after the book is over with.